back to Post Productions.
Yes.
Today we're going to be talking about Betterman,
Yeah.
the new Robbie Willams biopic directed by Michael Gracie.
Mm-hmm.
What was your thoughts going into this one? We've been inundated with this trailer for months and months and months.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, we're going straight into it from that point.
I think so.
I guess, like, the only thing you really need to know about this movie in terms of plot is this. This is a biopic about Robbie Willams, who's a British, I think he's a British singer, obviously.
Mm.
And a lot of people did not know who he was from America. Mm. But I think that kind of stigma came with me. I'm like, who is this guy? I don't know who this is. Like, because, like, I feel with most biopics, there's, like, a certain level of recognizability. You know, Queen, Rocket Man, even, like, Bob Dylan, you know, like, stuff like that. This guy, I was like, who? Like,
Robbie
who is
Williams.
Robin Williams. Who the hell is that guy? Mm. And, I don't know, like, I was not excited. Because I thought it was absurd. I was just like, this does not look good.
It's like the monkey gimmick. I was like, oh, come off it. This is...
Because it's just another gimmick, it felt like. And it felt like not a great gimmick like something like Piece by Piece. Where that's like, okay, that could be interesting. But this one, I'm like, really? Like, okay, like, whatever. But, Seamus, do we have to eat our words? We thought this was going to be horrible. I loved this movie. I thought it was great. What about you? You liked it.
I liked it, yeah. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Considering I had zero expectations going in.
Like, on the floor, pretty much.
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, let's just...
I had to drag you.
Yeah.
Because we saw a double feature. We saw Wolfman, and then we saw this movie. And when we went to Wolfman, I was like, do you want to just see Betterman and rip the Band-Aid off afterwards? Mm. And he was like, oh, like, no. He was trying to make excuses, and then he finally submitted, and then he sat there and just smiled the whole time. It was great.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was you made this joke earlier, but it was the Better Man movie we watched.
It was literally, we saw two-man movie, Wolfman, Betterman. Who knew Betterman would be better than Wolfman? It was crazy, guys.
It's in the title, I guess.
Yeah, like, oh my god. But where do we start with this one? I think, let's start with the monkey gimmick, I think. Let's just hit it right on the nail.
It's like, first 10, 15 minutes is extremely jarring. It's like, oh my god, this hideous monkey child is gonna haunt me in my dreams.
Looks very scary.
But then you get used to it, and then it's like, shit, why is the CGI monkey actually, like, pretty good?
Yeah, like, after the time jump where he gets older, you're like, this looks a lot better now. Like, this looks dramatically better. Mm-hmm. And the voice work was perfect, I felt. Like, there was never a moment like, yeah, the lips aren't... No. I was like, wow, this actually looks really good, like, considering the factor. And you actually brought it up. It looks better than King of the Planet Apes in some scenes.
For real, some of these monkeys did look better.
It's kind of crazy.
It's wild to say that. Yeah. Never thought that sentence would...
No, neither did I, especially after watching the trailer. Because I will say the one thing, too, that baby monkey was hideous. At the beginning, it scared me. I looked at him like, I don't know if it's the eyes or... I don't know what the hell it is, but I don't like that. But no, as soon as he got older, like, you get over it so quick. Mm-hmm. You're just kind of like, oh. Okay. And I do find it funny, though, how they never address it. But it's from his point of view, so I get it. But I found that kind of funny.
Yeah,
but
it's just like...
Everyone just accepts it. They're just like, yeah, he's a monkey. And some of the shit that happens to that monkey is a little weird to see.
Wow.
We can't talk about that. But, Go look on Letterboxd. I'm sure someone talks about it. Like, good lord.
I guess we can kind of talk about it.
Can we?
This is gritty.
Yeah.
Gritty. Yeah. It really does capture the highs and lows of this man's life very well. His journey through addiction. Mm-hmm. Some of the tumultuous relationships he's in. Yeah. It shows him, like, man, he made some awful choices. Oh, yeah. And a lot of bad shit happened. And it doesn't shy away from portraying that in an honest light.
Like, but I think that's one of the things I loved about it so much. Because, like, when you go into a biopic, like something like Rocket Man, or even Piece by Piece, like some stuff like that, like, obviously you can't do Piece by Piece, they sugarcoat it so hard.
Oh, totally.
Like, they're still trying to make this guy look likable. But, you know, you still have to, like, you show the lows, like, they showed the little lows. Or they, like, you know, like I said, they sugarcoat it. They make it seem like, well, it was bad, but it wasn't that bad. In this movie, it's bad. In this movie. He's, like, constantly doing drugs, like, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. And they never steer away from it. It's always like, yep, like, I'm terrible. And it almost frames him a little bit at the beginning as, like, not a very likable character. But that's what works about it, because then by the end, when he goes down that recovery journey, and you see, like, what the character's all about as he goes through his life, he becomes, like, instantly a better character because you understand you understand, you want him to get better as well.
Yeah,
you want this guy to succeed at a certain point because of just everything he's went through. And I think it makes it feel so much more realistic, which is hilarious because it's a monkey. But, like, it really does. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Yeah. It works so well.
It's nice to see the growth for him as a person, you know?
Yeah.
As a monkey.
Oh, what's with the monkey? It's shocking that it's that good. Mm-hmm. And then also, I will say, I liked a lot of the music in this movie. Mm. Like, with musicals, especially with last year with, like, Joker, where I felt like they were just super out of place and they didn't really fit. And even in some biopics, I feel like it doesn't fit sometimes. But I feel the music in this movie, there's not a whole lot of musical numbers, but when they do pop up, it almost feels like a little reward for sitting through this, like really gritty things. But even that is, like, great. But it's almost a palate cleanser that works really well in the movie, you know? Because, like, this is all super depressing, what's happening, and he's not making a lot of choices. Musical number gets you a little bit more amped up, or makes you, it hits you in the feels a little bit, depending on what it is.
Like, thematically, they were paired very well.
They were very well. And my favorite was definitely, I think it was the second one, when they were in the streets. I forget what the song is called. It's the one you hear on TikTok all the time. At least I do. And I loved that scene. I thought it was fantastic. Like, I thought a lot of the choreography was great.
Yeah, it was very impressive.
Yeah. Like, again, surprisingly. Mm-hmm. It looked all really good. Like, CGI-wise, like, because there is a fair bit of it, great. Like, super stylized stuff. It reminded me of, like, The Greatest Showman, but just looked better.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it was.
Which is cool, because, I mean, it's the same director, so clearly he's improving. Like, he's getting better
feedback.
Making these movies. Yeah.
He's like, maybe we shouldn't make a mid-movie this time. Let's just make something good.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate. I appreciate it a lot. But I thought the music was great, and, like, the film visually looked fantastic as well.
Yeah, it was very exciting. Yeah. Exciting to watch. Like, lots of moving parts on the screen. Like, you're looking all over the place. Lots of, like, elaborate sequences,
energetic, like, shots that kind of, like, go from thing to thing. Like, it looked like it was just felt very different opposed to most biopics.
Totally.
In terms of that cinematography,
I loved, like, some of the like, they didn't. How should I explain this? It's like they'd use something as, like, an allegory. Yeah. Like that kind of visual stuff. They did in Rocket Man a little bit too.
A little bit.
But I feel like they really capitalized on it here. And they give some pretty wild visuals.
Oh, like, my God.
Especially towards the ending.
Yeah. There was a certain part I looked at you and said, are we watching the same movie? But I don't say that as a bad thing. It was like, what is happening? Like, this is cool. Like, I like this. Because it was such a different way to kind of, like, tell what's going on in his head. Totally. Like, what he's feeling. Yeah. Because a big part of it, he's fighting with his emotions. And he's fighting, like, am I doing the right thing here? Like what's going on? And he's fighting with all these, like, inner demons. And how that comes together in the end, he, like, literally fights his inner demons. And once it was sweet as fuck. I was like, dude, this is awesome. And the song that was playing too, I'm like, this is good. Like, wow. Like, this movie is just genuinely, we've said it a couple times, but, like, the definition of just a complete surprise. Because, like, by the box office response, this movie should not have bombed, bro. I'm sorry, it should not have bombed. It's
just, what we finding it is, like, 12. It's made $12 million.
It made $12 million, and it was made on a budget of, I think, 111. Was it 111 million? So. Which is huge failure. Yeah. Like, but the thing is, I feel like it had everything going against it. You know, because, like, not a whole lot of people in, like, Canada, U.S., I imagine, know who Robbie Williams is. We didn't. We sure as hell didn't. And then, like, even just the premise of, like, he's playing himself, but he's actually a monkey. Like, that's a tough sell. That's a very tough sell to a lot of people. And even musical, you know, that's a tough sell in itself. So I really felt like it had no business being good, and it also just had everything going against it in terms of making a profit. And I'm pretty sad it didn't make a profit. Because I feel like this is better than, like, 80% of them. Oh, in my opinion. Like, easily. Like, this one's awesome. I personally like this one more than the Bob Dylan one, which we saw a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, we saw it.
I liked it 10 times more, to be honest with you. I liked it more than that. I liked it more than, like, Piece by Piece. I can't say Rocket Man because I really like Egerton in that movie.
Oh, he's great.
I said his name wrong, but whatever. But no, like, I like him a lot. But, like, is it a hot take to say I liked the experience watching this one more than Bohemian?
I don't think so.
Nah.
I think this one was much more consistent.
Yeah.
I think Bohemian Rhapsody, like, The Live Aid sequence, I think, is fantastic, but I think everything else is kind of...
And then Rami Malek is great.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, I would agree. I think it's just 10 times more consistent in this movie. Because, like, I was never bored. There was never a moment where I was like, because, like, I feel with biopics, they all feel like the same thing, which we actually have talked about. We talked a lot about it in Piece by Piece when we reviewed that, is that they all have a very similar feel to them.
Yeah, there's a formula.
There's a formula. And I will say, I felt like they did break the formula in this movie. It felt different to me. It didn't feel like a biopic I had seen before. And even though it hit similar beats, they were never identical. Like, it felt like there was something there that made it unique.
Totally.
And I really appreciated that. Like, I was super shocked. I was like, this is awesome. Like, I'm having such a great time with this.
I like... It ended on, like, a really high note, too, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Which I like, too, like...
I will say I felt it was a tiny bit too long, though.
Yeah, I can see that.
I felt like it could have shaved 10 minutes or something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? I felt there was a couple.
That's fair.
Especially in the ending. There was a part of the ending, like, oh, it's over, right? And it was like, oh, it's not. And then it kept going. And it wasn't, like, that mad. I wasn't mad or anything. I was like, oh, okay. And then it kept going, like, oh, I could see why you want to end it there, but I still think they could have shaved a little bit. Not a whole lot, but, like, a little bit.
It's tough sometimes, too, when you're watching a movie and you expect it to end at a point, and you're satisfied with the ending at that point.
And then it's not the ending.
Going. Yeah, because then it's like, oh, okay. It's like your brain's almost checked out a little bit by then.
Yeah.
I feel.
I got back into it at the end, though. Because I felt it all came together very well at the end.
Yeah.
I was like, I like this. This is great. Emotionally, just fantastic, I felt by the end. I didn't, like, cry or anything, but I was invested. I was excited to see where it was going to go. And honestly, I'm just going to hit it straight on the nail. I say, in terms of my score for this movie, 8.5.
Nice.
Liked it a lot. Originally, I gave it a 9. I think it's slightly too high, but I still really enjoyed it. 8.5. What about you?
I'd give it a 7.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
That's awesome though. Like that nice surprise for sure.
Yeah.
Especially in January for an artist we know very little about.
Very little, yeah. Like honestly, all welcome.
Yeah.
I don't mind learning about new people. There's always a thing that people say, it's like, why would I want to go watch this person if I don't know who he is? I'm like, isn't that just like literally every movie ever that's not a biopic? Like you're learning about new characters. Like what are you talking about? Like such a stupid argument in my opinion.
I feel like in a way it's better. Like you have no preconceived notions about a person.
Exactly.
You can just take it all in the first time. It's like it's kind of refreshing in a way.
There's nothing in the back of your head either saying like, well, that's not true.
Yeah.
Like, I know that's not true. It helps for the sugarcoating factor of it as well. Because you watched like frickin' well, maybe not Rocket Man, maybe a little bit, but like Bohemian Rhapsody, there's other stuff that happened that they just did not mention at all.
Definitely.
But in this one, it's like, well, I don't really know what happened, so like I'm just gonna go with this, and it makes the experience a lot better, I think. Yeah, I enjoyed that factor about it a lot, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, it was a solid flick.
Very solid.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what he does next because he seems like I feel like this will.
He's up on an upward spiral. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're all good. Yeah, no, he totally is.
Yeah, because this is the same guy who made Greatest Showman. Yeah. Like we said, and I know you're not a huge fan of that one. You think it's just mid. I personally think it's mid too. But I do like the music in that movie a lot.
Yeah.
I think the music is the best part. Everything else, like, it's like, okay. Like, it's fine.
I gotta give him credit for, like, directing he does big set pieces quite well, so...
Oh, yeah, 100%, I will say.
Curious to see what else he does. It's just a shame that this is likely gonna bomb.
What is gonna bomb? There's no way it's gonna
I don't think
There's absolutely. I don't think us talking about it is gonna make, like, a whole bunch of people... I think we need to see this movie now, guys. Maybe a couple. I think it's good. I think people should see it, if they're interested, at least. Because I don't think it'll be for everyone, but the people that it will be for, I think they'll like it.
Oh, I think it would resonate with some people.
Yeah,
do you feel like the trailer kind of did it a disservice?
Yes.
I feel like it's a bad trailer, too.
It killed it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. It just made it feel so goofy.
Yeah.
And I understand, like, that was kind of a part where it's like, it's supposed to. Why not just go more into, like, the more realistic aspect of it, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can show those brief glimpses. Yeah, I felt the trailer was awful. I felt it really hurt it.
Yeah, it definitely did it a disservice, I think.
And I feel like that's for a lot of trailers, that's what happens, though. Like Furiosa, there's no way that people just looked at it and said, no way. They had to look at the trailer and go, well, that looks fine. Because I didn't think it looked great.
No, trailer is underwhelming, but the movie is fantastic.
It's true.
It's like, God damn.
It made our top 10 list.
Missing out on peak, man.
Exactly.
Fuck.
Ugh, but no. Yeah, I'm sad this one's not going to make a lot of money, but with that, if anyone's seen the movie, give us your thoughts. Did you like the movie? Did you
Were you one of the 3 people who watched Betterman?
Are you one of the 3 Robbie Williams fans in the U.S. that were like, oh, I know who that guy is? Yeah, give it all in the comments. We want to hear it. But with that, if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. We're going to see you in the next review coming up soon.
See you next time.